Hi everybody, Josiah here, also known as Chilling Silence, and I want to cover a couple of quick questions that I get regularly asked, specifically around what happens with DigiByte code, how it gets added, how people can contribute, what kind of fail-safes and things are in place to prevent somebody from maliciously doing something to DigiByte code. So what we'll do is we'll start off here with a real good example. So we can see here we have a pull request who's come in from Jabo SCO. He's basically just gone and updated the README. So what I did was I clicked on this here, and it shows me what the changes themselves were. So in this case, he's simply changing from 1,000 to 1 ratio, 1 DigiByte for every 1,000 Bitcoin, to 1,000 to 1 ratio, 1,000 DigiByte for every Bitcoin, which is correct. That's what the actual ratio between DigiByte and Bitcoin should be. So I came back here and I said, well spotted, thanks, and I basically hit the approve button and said it's no problem. It's something very minor, it's not going to affect anything at all, and so usually this kind of thing would go through a couple of other people for multiple people to review and the likes, but I want to show you specifically more how you can contribute and what that would look like. So what I'll do here is, let me bring this up. So let's actually go to DigiByte core. And what you would normally do traditionally, and let's pick something here, we'll go DigiByte Wallet Android, and let's make some contribution to this one. So what I'll do is I'll go clone or down, actually, sorry, before we start, I need to fork this into my own repository here. So I will add this to me. What I'm doing is I'm basically making a copy of all of the code, effectively, a fork of it, into my own little area. This is probably the best way to describe it for Git. Now, again, this is really dumbing it down here and explaining it like I'm 5 kind of thing. But what we'll do now is I've gone and forked this. So I have my own here. This is Chilling Silence / DigiByte Wallet - Android. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to clone it to my local computer here. So let's bring this up. I'm simply going to go git clone, and I'm going to paste that in. What this is going to do is it's going to pull it down now from GitHub to my local computer here, so I can make some changes, make some amendments and the likes, and show you what this is going to look like. So I will wait for that to finish. Here we go. So DigiByte Wallet Android, and let's edit the README a little bit. This is what the README looks like here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to specifically, I want to mention Digi Assets here. So DigiByte done right, where do we want to put this in? The DigiByte wallet is a rapidly developing mobile wallet for the Android platform with support for Digi Assets. Let's change that actually, let's say including support, because we say with over here. There we go. Okay, so what I've done now is I've gone and made a change. I've added in with support for Digi Assets. So I'm going to save this file. I'm now going to add git add dot git commit, and I'm going to say changed readme. Actually, let's try that again. I hate Vi. Changed readme to include mention of Digi Assets. Okay, let's save that, and we're going to git push. Now, what I've gone and done is I've basically told the told the application, I've told Git, I've gone and made some changes. That's what git add dot is it's going to go through and search for all the files that I've changed. Now, git commit basically is me saying I want to commit these changes and effectively label it. What I'm then doing with git push is I'm taking my changes and I'm now sending them back up here to my own independent GitHub repository. So if I refresh this here, it's going to say last change was 1 minute ago. So we can see here, if we scroll down, the Digi Wallet is a rapidly developing mobile wallet for the Android platform, including support for Digi Assets. So what I'm now going to do in order to get this reviewed by somebody else is I'm going to make a pull request. So I'll click on new pull request, and what it's going to say here is it's going to show me the differences. So this is the one line that has been changed. I want to make it from Chilling Silence / DigiByte Wallet - Android back to the original one. And I'm going to create a new pull request. Demonstration pull request for an educational video. Updates to show support for DigiAssets. Cool. So what I'm doing is I'm now creating, I've given it a title here. I've changed the README to include mention of DigiAssets. That was what I mentioned earlier. I've also put in some additional details here. This is not a major change, but it is being used to show people what contributing looks like to DigiByte code. So I'm now going to hit create pull request here. It's going to take a second, and now what you can see is I've got this request here. So this is on the main DigiByte core, DigiByte Wallet Android, and this is waiting for somebody else to come along now and approve this. So they can come along just as I did previously here. You can see updated README. In this case, I'm changing this particular README here. If you click on the commit number, what we can see is what actually changed. So this is the part here specifically that's new. Seems pretty minor, not a problem whatsoever. And so hopefully somebody else is going to come along and approve that shortly. Now what we can also do is let's do something else really quickly here. Let's do it. I've got my own DigiByte repo here. So what I'll do is I'll swap back and let's bring this up. We'll go, actually let's rm DigiByte. I'll do the same thing again. Let's quickly clone this. And what we'll do is we'll mention autocorrect this time specifically. So this is going to download the whole repository to my computer. Again, this is all of the historical changes and the likes, the whole entire source code. And what we'll do is let's mention autocorrect here. So autocorrect happened block 9112320. So this was July 22nd. I've noticed that down here in the FAQ, we don't mention it. So let's put that in there. Let's specifically mention it now. What I'm going to do is I will change into DigiByte. And let's go down here. Autocorrect, hard fork, block 9112, what was it? 9112.320. 9112.320. And that was, where were we? July 22nd. 2019. Let's change. We'll put commas in there just like everything else has. Perfect. Actually, do we mention Grostel anywhere? We don't. Cool, that's fine then. Okay, so what we're doing again is we're just tidying this up. Now, this is basically what happens in terms of all of the code bases and things as well when people are adding in new features and things. It's the same sort of thing, just on a slightly broader level. These commits get reviewed. So what we'll do is git add dot git commit. I'm going to insert, and then we're going to go mention. Let's try that again. Adding mention of autocorrect hard fork details. Cool, let's save that. Git push. So again, I'm taking the changes that I've made here on my computer, I'm sending them up to my GitHub. I can then come here. Now mine has changed. So we mentioned here autocorrect hard fork now, but nobody else's has changed. So if I go back to the main DigiByte one, so this is DigiByte/DigiByte. If we scroll down, we can see down here we only mentioned DigiSpeed. So we need to come back to my repository here, and let's go to create a pull request. So this is all that's changed. We've added those two new lines. Not a problem. Let's create the pull request, and we're going to say README has not been updated since the autocorrect upgrade. Added block details. Cool, so we're going to create the pull request. What's going to happen again is somebody's going to come along, somebody else will review this, somebody else will approve this, they'll add that into the code and get that ready for basically to be seen by everybody. So again, if we come back here and we refresh the DigiByte repository, it's still not in there until it gets approved. So this is what happens. Somebody can come along, they can make some changes on their own stuff, they can then put it towards us as a suggestion. For example, what has happened with autocorrect. This is what's also going to happen in the future as well with ProgPow. I know that Christy Lee Minahan's working on this at the moment, and then it's going to get reviewed by a bunch of other people. Once that's done, then it will be approved, then it will be pulled in, we can start doing some releases, and we can go from there. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this, I hope you found this educational. Please consider leaving a like, hit the subscribe button, share this with other people if they're curious about how this works and what kind of reviews happen prior to any kind of code being implemented into DigiByte. It's not a free-for-all, things aren't just kind of accepted willy-nilly, and there are definitely checks and fail-safes like that in place. Anyway, that's going to be all from me for today. Please reach out to me in the comment section below if you do have any questions, or you can reach me on Twitter. I'm at DGB_chilling. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.